Agritech Media, we are at John Deere Press Conference 2025. John Deere is presenting the next generation of forage harvesters. There are two series, F8 and F9, and the F9 1000 model exceeds 1000 horsepower. Right here, John Deere is showing to the journalists how easy it is to service corn cracker. But let's have a look at the brand new generation of forage harvester from John Deere. Forage harvesters from John Deere range from 425 horsepower in the smallest model, the F8 100, and goes all up to 1.020 horsepower in the top model, the F9 1000. And as you can see, there are new cabins and designs, but the new forage harvester generation from John Deere has much more. We are actually referring to a whole new generation. There are new engines, a new electric wiring harness, new hydraulics, and a new frame design. And a lot of smart tech has been developed. It plays a big role in the new forage harvesters. Thus, at this press event, John Deere has allowed us to download the Operations Center using our own phones, so we can follow the chopper's performances at the press conference. It shows how advanced John Deere is with the Operations Center, offering a mobile wireless overview, because every manufacturer has some telematics solution for machinery overview. However, I have not yet tried at a press event to allow the journalists to freely observe and see the performances of the different machinery. We'll revisit that later. First, let's look at what's new in the latest generation of forage harvester from John Deere. The two series replaced the two previous series. Previously, the series with a 660mm cutting width was called the 8000i series. Now it is called F8. The series with an 830mm cutting width was previously known as the 9000 series, and it is now called F9. There are 6 models in the F8 series, from F8 100 with 425 horsepower to F8 600 with 645 horsepower. In F9 there are 5 models, from F9 500 with 700 HP to F9 1000 with 1.0020 HP. We'll get back to the design and cabin, which are the first things you notice. There are many more updates in the new chopper generation. The main frame is complete changed, enabling sharper turns. John Deere tells F8 and F9 can turn in just 6 meters with a 42-degree steering angle. This is a 20-degree improvement. The new frame allows more engine space, changing the cooling setup and airflow. Let's pause on the engines. This is the F9 1000 model with a 12-cylinder Liebherr engine, 24 liters. It has 50 more horsepower than the previous top model, the John Deere 9900i. The F9 900 is the next model, also with a 12-cylinder Liebherr engine. The rest of the F9 series is equipped with a 6-cylinder JDX 18 engine with an 8-liter displacement. F8 models use the JD 14X engine. This is the engine known from the X9 combine harvester and the 9RX tractor, referring to a 6-cylinder engine with a displacement of 13.6 liters. This new engine is a key feature of the new chopper, which John Deere claims is 10% more fuel efficient than its predecessor. It is also 10% more efficient than the previous generation. Along with the new engines and better cooling from the new cooler, the savings stem from a fresh hydraulic setup, where John Deere mentions that they alone realize a 4% savings from the hydraulic. The electronics on the chopper have been upgraded, and everything is gathered on the left side of the chopper in a kind of service area. The spout has a bigger working area and can now rotate 10 degrees more than the last generation, achieving a total of 230 degrees of rotation. To match the power, John Deere says the efficiency is now 10% higher. There have also been changes on the corn cracker side. 2 new models have been launched. Ultimate 250 kp with 250 mm rollers, providing 11% more surface area than previously, and Extreme 305 kp with 305 mm rollers, which offers 56% more surface area. John Deere has altered the way the corn cracker is mounted and dismounted. They have had an integrated crane on the chopper, which allows for removing the corn cracker from the crop flow and lifting it out of the machine to the ground. The crane is still present on the new chopper generation, whether it is an F8 or F9 series. John Deere explains that you need to remove the belt and only 2 connections that need to be detached, a lubrication hose and an electrical plug. The crane now has a new point to secure it during installation, ensuring the corn cracker ignites properly. The bottom gears ensure the corn cracker is pushed correctly into the chamber. Access to the knives can be achieved either through the flap to the grinding stone located at the top for a quick check, or by opening the front assembly to reach the knife cylinder. The new cabin on the F8 and F9 models isn't particularly new in the language of John Deere, as it is the same cabin that was introduced back when the X9 combine harvesters were presented. In fact, with this introduction on the choppers, it is indeed the same cabin frame used across all Deere harvesting machines. It doesn't matter if it's a chopper, corn harvester, cotton harvester, or similar. Moreover, it is a fairly spacious cabin with a volume of 3.35 cubic meters. The new cabin features the Command Pro handle, and the Command Pro control handle allows you to program 11 buttons for functions as you choose. Everything happens from the new G5 terminal at the end of the right armrest. The seat here, as you can see, can rotate 16 degrees to the right and 16 degrees to the left. The larger version offers both options, warm air and cold air, for massage in the seat, and you can choose either leather or fabric seats. Passenger seat, here in the Ultimate version, is also leather. If you prefer fabric, then it's the premium cabin. Under the passenger seat, there's a fridge that opens from the top and front. However, I believe we should take it out for a drive in the new F8 series from John Deere. Welcome to the cabin of the new generation of finishers by John Deere.
By my side I have David. Hello David.
Yes, that's right.
You're the pilot here and the president.
That's right, yeah.
Yes. And you're gonna show us some of the automations function
Exactly, I can
the
do
new
that.
shop I have.
Yes.
Yeah. And first of all we are using the machine sync.
Machine sync, yeah. So I can show you here in our app. This is the Machine Sync app. So here you can see I can set 3 home points, yeah. So that I have, let's say, a fixed point where the tractor gets fixed to, and once the tractor is fixed to, he will match my speed. So he's always at the same speed than I am. Even if I'm accelerating, he's also accelerating too. If I'm decelerating, he's decelerating too. And then, for example, if I want to start the filling at the back of the trailer, I can either press one of those buttons here, so forward, for example, press it here, and then the tractor is moving forward.
Okay, yeah.
But what I can also do is I have a dedicated button on the new hydro handle, on the Command Pro hydro handle, so I can press that button here at the back, and then he's also moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah? So I can get him in the most comfortable position for me. For example, if I don't want to move the spout that much, I set my spout to the position where I can easily see it. I can also then rotate the seat, swivel it to the right, 16 degrees. Then I have a very comfortable view to the spout. I can move him forward and then fill him from the back to the front. Yeah?
And if we don't have a John Deere tractor in front of the wagon, you have another possibility.
Yes, we have our new AFC system on board here.
And it's auto filling.
Exactly, it's automatic fill control 3.0, so the latest version of it. We have a new camera on board, a new stereo camera, bringing us a better picture for the algorithm behind, and when we have also new functionalities coming with it, so we have a topping mode that tops the trailer once we reach our filling level, our preset filling level, and what we also have is a so-called spout position reset. Once the trailer drives out, the spout goes to a 90 degrees angle and opens the flap, so that we don't spill any crop on the next tractor.
And so that's the black camera you have on the spout.
Exactly, that's the black camera, the new stereo camera on the spout. So once, for example, we have a tractor from another brand or a truck, for example, beside us, then we can use that system. Here we are using our John Deere tractors, equipped with machine sync, so advanced license, and then we can also use machine sync, and I can control the tractor. Driving with AutoTrack row sense manual.
Okay, and what's that?
So we have the feelers at the header, and those feelers guide me through the corn lanes, through the crop. So they're detecting the plants on the right and the left, and then they're steering through the lanes. So at the moment you see here, there is the yellow frame around. That means we are at the moment visited, so to say, by somebody from the hub.
Somebody is watching us.
Somebody is watching us. That's remote display control, actually. So the yellow frames yellow frame means remote display control. And if we're now at the blue screen or the blue frame, that's remote display access. So he can just view it. With the yellow one, he can also control it. For example, he can look for the yield, or he can, I don't know, he can change the additive dosing system if he wants more additive in. He can control also the length of cut if he wants. That's somehow risky, because if he pulls it too further down, it might lead to a blockage, but that's normally not the case.
And if you look at the screen, we have the new G5.
Exactly. So we have here the new G5 Plus display on the armrest, and we have the G5 Plus extended monitor over there. I have the opportunity to set them up as I want it to be. So I can have, for example, here our SBFH run page, where I get a quick access to the most important functions, like length of cut, like IDS system, like the header speed. I can also get a quick access to the spout. So basically everything I need during harvest is or can be controlled here on the SBF8 run page. Then here over there I have the yield mapping. We have full yield mapping, also constituent sensing here on this machine. And what we also have here, and you cannot really see it from this camera perspective, but we have spout rotation plus on this machine. That means I have additional 10 degrees spout rotation angle to both sides to, let's say, better match the trailer, if it's a long trailer, or for example if the tractor driver is driving too fast beside me, I have 10 degrees more to still load on the trailer once he's maybe too fast for me.
And as David showed us in the cabin, we can monitor the chopper. At the press conference, we had access to the operations center for an overview of all the machines. The taxis that transported us journalists between stations had a JD link, so we could always track their locations. Here we see remote access recorded on an iPad we brought to the field. We are focusing on the F9 1000 here in the record. We see we are approaching 350 tons per hour in a field yielding 53.9 tons per hectare on average. And with a dry matter content of just under 30, the corn is still a bit green. F8 and F9 can also be equipped with a wide range of new technologies, including ground speed automation allows the chipper to adjust speed and RPM automatically according to load. Here, a maximum of 1550 engine RPM is selected with a maximum speed of 11 km per hour, and the system finds the optimal starting point. Here, there is a lot of grass in the forest, and here there is less forest and a smaller quantity. Before we leave the chopper behind, it's notable that a new light package has arrived with the new cabins, as John Deere shares that there is now a full 66% more light compared to the previous generation. The tyre mounting is 960 R42 max and can have built-in air pressure regulation. John Deere says you can switch air pressure from field to road in under 5 minutes. John Deere owns Kemper, a German company that makes pickup and corn headers for them and others. At Agritechnica 2025, Kemper will introduce a new 12-row corn header with a new nose wheel for transport, which automatically folds from field to road and vice versa, without needing to detach the nose wheel at the edge of it. The field, and from the major news on the chopper front to the slightly smaller news, but certainly not uninteresting. John Deere is launching new round balers, and this one has a hydraulic adjustable bear pull. And why is that? At Agritechnica 2025, John Deere will introduce new round balers with fixed and variable chambers. Updates have been made to the pickups and drivetrains, with both fixed chamber and variable chamber round balers now being more robust and clearer in their operation. John Deere tells they are making more bales faster. Similar to the choppers, John Deere make great importance on the data component, noting that all round balers share the feature of being Isobus equipped. As a result, they can transmit data about their work straight to the operations center. This data can include the number of bales, moisture levels, the location of each bale in the field, knife information, and whether the bales have been cut or not. It shows how much net or film was used and the bale's weight. On the day of the press event, the weather gods ensured rain, so baling was kept to an absolute minimum. Thus, we observe that the most significant innovation in round balers is regrettably caught between the swaths in the field. John Deere is taking another step up the automation ladder with variable round balers and introduces wave automation. John Deere solves several challenges with hydraulic drawbar displacement. Partly, the bales are more aligned since the tractor doesn't have to move relative to the cut, while the baler itself adjusts its position relative to the cut. And partly, the curve driving has become even easier. With this added technology, Deere can almost handle the baling of round bales without the driver's intervention. Using TIM, which stands for Tractor Implements Management, the baler communicates to the tractor how quickly it should operate, automatically controlling the bale flap. Indeed, the baler autonomously opens and closes using wave automation. It moves itself relative to the tractor, and with AutoPath, the tractor follows the rake's path. And when we talk about raking, John Deere has this task ready from an older Fendt tractor, which of course, one might almost say, had John Deere auto steering installed. So the raked tractor could deliver these AutoPath swaths to the baler. The solution for the Fendt tractor is a steering wheel motor, so the auto track is possible on the 30 years old tractor. Everything is monitored and controlled from the G5 terminal.